Welcome to
Keeping Up with the West.
We did it. Episode 10. Transitions. I don't know. What should this episode be called? The Life of Pablo Updated? Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
The podcast updated.
Yeah, sure. We'll figure it out.
Podcast now available in places other than Tidal.
Yes. Is it? Is it now?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's awesome. That's actually a very good title, too. So, we have not done one of these in a few weeks. Obviously, we're not rusty at all. We've been to this banter. Come on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get caught back up with Kanye, because I feel like some things have happened. Maybe not too much, but some things have happened. Specifically on his Twitter. Every once in a while, there's a flutter, and some tweaks with the album. So we're gonna talk about that. And if we have some extra time, we're gonna go into some classic Kanye and discuss just a general synopsis of at least one outburst for this one. All right, is outburst the correct term? I don't. What'd you call that?
I know what you're referring to, and I don't want to give it away to our listeners just yet.
All right.
I don't know about outburst. Just more. It's just
West versus
Kanye's commentary.
Kanye Terry. Oh, it's beautiful. See, this is why we work it out on the air.
Right.
We get gold like this. You can't write that stuff.
Mm-mm.
Ugh, I hate myself. All right. So what's Kanye been up to?
So recently, we've now, despite initial promises, the album is now available in places other than Tidal. So pull up Spotify, pull up Apple Music or iTunes, whatever you want. It's there. So I have a feeling.
Time out. It's there with all. It's there with the attempt to be excited, kind of the voice crack, and a little bit of, I guess, like exasperation in your voice. It's like that is how every Kanye West fan feels at this point. After all the stops and starts, it's finally there, and you're like, oh, I've been hyped for like 3 months. I'm tired. I can't possibly get excited about it.
But yeah, so it's there, and you can listen to it at your streaming service of choice. Along with that, updated versions of many of the songs. So he's still tweaking, and
are they better?
I haven't listened to the new ones yet, so I don't know.
You're already in Kanye hipsterdom with this record.
Yeah,
I cannot. I
really liked his old stuff of this album, not the new stuff of this album.
The old stuff of this album. Oh my god! Oh,
I really think version 12 of Wolves was better than the current version 17.
I actually, yeah. You gotta really get into the middle ones where he really hit his stride around week 4 of the release.
It's like he knew what he was doing, but he didn't push it. He wasn't overthinking it, you know.
It's oh man, I had a great joke, but I didn't want to say any horrible words. I was gonna do the jazz thing, like some notes they're not playing, and fuck it. Moving on, dude. I am so insecure right now. I bombed yesterday, and so
finally,
I've been. Oh no, I bombed early on, but I've been doing this thing now where I've taught myself for 2 years to lower my voice like to a normal register, so I don't sound like and for the last like hour and a half, I've been up in that register, and I hate myself so much, Brad. I'm trying so hard to make jokes right now. Shut me up and give me some tweets. Give me some goddamn tweets.
Let's look at some tweets. As we know, Kanye is more than just a musician, more than just an all-star producer. He is quite the
wordsmith
designer as well, right?
Oh, okay.
So a couple. What did you say?
I said wordsmith.
Wordsmith. He's also yeah. We'll get to that. That's your topic for later.
Okay.
He tweeted out a couple days ago about a bed he's trying to design.
So I know there's a delay on the Google Hangouts. I know there's the setup and the punchline. I know there's a delay on Google Hangouts, but I had to let it sink in because Kanye's creative behavior, whatever, and ambitions I cannot be fazed by it. So when you say Kanye's designing a bed, I think, yeah, okay. And then I go, wait, that's ridiculous. Okay.
Your initial thought is, and
yeah, what's the
like?
what's the hook? What's weird
Yeah.
about this? A bed. He's gonna be,
Well,
he's like screaming at Nike and Louis Vuitton about like not putting his shit up. What's he gonna be like? He's gonna be at like mattress discounters, like tweeting at mattress discounters about like I am. You know what? I was gonna make jokes about I am because he said like I am Leonardo da Vinci. I'm Shakespeare. I'm these people. I don't know enough about the world of bed making to know who he's gonna compare himself to.
yeah.
I love Kanye.
I'll tell you
West.
what, I at least know one bed designer because Kanye tweeted a name about him. The tweet for you. I love Rick Owens' bed design, but the back is too high for the beams and angle of the ceiling.
So what you're saying? Okay, that's also ridiculous. For his beds are fine. For what's ridiculous is my absurdist take on that was true. Is what you're telling me.
What?
My whole like thing, I was like, how absurd would it be if he starts like shitting on other designers of beds?
Yeah.
But you're telling me that's a reality. This is our
reality. Well, he's saying he likes his design, but it just isn't the right fit for his house, for his master bedroom.
So how would he recommend designing a bed?
Well, if you go to his Twitter, and I recommend all our listeners to please do this, if you go back to April 2nd, you can see a couple of sketches that I believe Kanye did himself of the bed he's trying to design.
I'm actually kind of bummed out about that.
Let me describe these sketches to you.
Okay.
Have you ever read a Shel Silverstein book of poetry for usually for kids? Because it looks somewhat like those sketches. A little scribbly, just kind of line like one line drawing the entire piece.
Oh my God. I'm looking at these sketches, and your description is accurate. What are those in the bed? Are those pillows? Is this how he was drawing his fucking jeans? No wonder Nike.
Yeah, he never drew all those distressed stylings on his jeans. He never meant to. That's just how it came out in his sketches.
The more round, almost completed design from April 2nd for the bed, that looks like almost like a race car bed without the headlights.
Yeah.
Adult race car beds. Rest wheezy.
Rest.
Oh my God.
But I love how he's still like his muse is very much Kim, and I quote, and also my number one design rule of anything I do, from shoes to music to homes, is that Kim has to like it.
All right. I didn't think that's where he was going with that, but I'll believe it. What? Oh my God! Non-Kanye related, but Kurt Metzger, his Twitter is. Kurt Metzger's comic?
I know the name, but I don't know too familiar with him.
Amy Schumer's show, or like Inside Amy Schumer head writer. He's a stand-up comic. He is. His Twitter is like Kanye's Twitter, like a lot like Kanye's Twitter. I would highly recommend if you're into this kind of like pure manic tweeting. Like Kurt Metzger goes hand in hand with Kanye. It's like ebony and crazery. I don't know. That was awful. I suck and I hate myself. All right, what else did we talk about?
And that's it recently.
Hey guys, do you like the fixed version of Wolf Spinner?
Yeah.
Don't ask people that. Kanye, you're just it's like he has supportive fans. Cause like,
all right,
I can just picture oh my God. Like if any punk band did that, he's got 40,000 comments and they'd all be just like, nope.
Yep.
Suck a dick. OG Wolves or die. Not really, pal. Well, that sounded mean. I love it. God, how come every Twitter troll has like their picture is just like Michael Scott or yeah.
But yeah, that's about it for Kanye recently.
Oh man, God, I love Kanye West so much. I needed this in my life. This was like one of the better parts of my week. I'm very sad that I'm very sad that you took vacations, you son of a bitch. What?
I also want to know. So what would you say, in your opinion, is the going rate to purchase a digital album these days?
It's $5 a month on Rhapsody, $10 a month on Spotify.
To purchase a digital album?
I'll buy it. I'm still old school because I purchased.
Just answer the question. give me a number.
Buy a full length for $10.
Okay.
$9.50 for 5.
There we go.
I want to talk so much more though.
What was your guess of how much Kanye is selling Life of Pablo for?
$1 a track, so like 22 tracks or whatever that is. Comes out
$20. He's selling it for $20.
How many tracks are there?
You might not be far off.
I thought there were like 18 tracks, but I assumed he added more.
Yeah, there's 18.
Okay, more than $1 a song.
18,
That's like
19.
I know that the real reason the Beatles weren't on iTunes for so long was because they had an early, like decades ago, had the dispute with Apple over the name Apple for a company because they had a company called Apple.
Uh-huh.
And but I know that they later said, well, we don't want half of them said, we don't want our music to cost the same as everybody else's music, which is kind of crazy because it always did. I hope I'm not. I don't think I'm lying.
I know you just will like any excuse to talk bad about the Beatles.
I didn't mean it as a bad thing. I did mean it I interpreted it as a bad thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody said that about the Beatles. I don't know. I'm an idiot. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters because I bombed and my life is over. I feel so awful and alone. I should go check on my kid. I do like my kid more. That's been good. Though.
Great.
Yeah, great. I don't need to hear about your fucking kid, Eric.
This is not keeping up with the Navarros, by the way.
That's every other podcast I'm on, including when I interview other people. The amount of times where I feel compelled to go, this is called Eric tries too hard, right? Just so you don't have any misconceptions about what's about to happen to you. I was stalling so I could find my notes. I'm ready whenever you are for me.
So that's about it for what's going on with the West lately. Let's take a peek into the past.
Okay, so I want to lead us up to the classic George Bush doesn't care about black people, and then just talk a little bit about that, and then get your take on it, and then we'll be out. So I wanted to at least trace. I collected a bunch of timelines of Kanye's Kanye Terry and trademark Brad Hartland 2016. And so early on, I want to take us through it just to I'm not going to go into all of the small ones. I want to just kind of get the idea of the progression of these Kanye Terrys because they have definitely changed in nature. So back in 2004, and for anyone who didn't watch this, before 2004, we've already discussed the classic Kanye of "My Life Is Dope and I Do Dope Shit" from the Chappelle Show. You can find that on a previous episode.
One of my favorites.
One of them, eighth or ninth for me. When he says, okay, so in 2004. He said backstage when he was nominated for Best New Artist at the American Music Awards, I'm reading this right off a website, he told people, he lost, I was definitely robbed. An advertisement came up. God damn it. Because I was definitely robbed. I felt like I was definitely robbed, and I refused to have any politically correct bullshit ass comment. I was the best new artist this year. So that sounds pretty Kanye. Today, that sounds tame for Kanye.
Yeah.
He's like, I should have won.
Right.
And
he's probably right.
Well, that's the other thing. If we're talking about college dropout, he was probably right. So keep in mind that at this time he has had he had early success in making beats, but he was great at it and he worked really hard at it. So it's not like that should be held against him.
Right.
But he also had the struggle of you can't rap, you can't rap, you can't rap. And
you're a
then
producer. You're just a producer.
And when he did, which is a pretty first world problem, to be honest, but so he's an artist, he's Kanye, and he puts out this unbelievable record that changed everything and then didn't win Best New Artist. Probably lost it to who even knows? Probably Taylor Swift. So let's see. Okay, so that happened. And then he later apologized and said, I was raised better than that. It was very ignorant. So that's the kind.
Which I'm sure nobody talked about.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that I'm comparing it today. He would have quadrupled down on that statement.
Yeah.
So then,
brief update. In the 2005 Grammy Awards, Kanye West lost Best New Artist to Maroon 5.
Songs About Jane had a good single on it compared to one of the greatest rap albums of all time. That's fair. But This Love, man, that song was nuts. All right, so then the next year at a Live 8 concert, West says AIDS is a man-made disease that was placed in Africa just like crack was placed in the black community to break up the Black Panthers. Now,
I did not know about that.
Yeah, in the middle of a concert. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. There are...
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus. So there are statements in that very general and blanket statement.
That's a lot to unpack there.
That you can argue. Maybe we should just stick to this one. That you couldn't be like, well,
you're kind of blowing our whole Kanye Terry load on one show here.
I didn't think you were going to react to that. I was just going to be like, some of that is kind of substantiated, but some of that is not.
We need to just, like, each of these statements needs an entire show about it, or entire segment devoted to it.
Well, you know what? The next one after this is George Bush doesn't care about black people. So let's talk about this one. Let's figure this out. And then next time we do a classic Kanye, we'll do doesn't care about black people. He had a few of them that were small that I wanted to just skip over, but I guess that is true. But like, well, keep in mind the aspect of breaking up there was definitely government, warranted or not, definitely a lot of government interference and at least planning on how to break up the Black Panther movement. That's pretty well documented. Drugs, violent, those kind of things were, and false flag stuff and protest scab kind of things. All of that were like very well documented. So like you can understand the paranoia and the wanting to spread that message. That's so I guess that's reasonable. I mean, just to say that in front of a crowd at a benefit that has for AIDS. And he said, oh, I forgot. Wait, is Live 8 for AIDS? Is that what that's about for, the worldwide AIDS thing? Because AIDS. It's for AIDS, then that's unbelievable. It's for justice.
Ethiopian famine.
Oh, okay.
That's what the original was. That's what the original was for.
Okay. I am now. I was. If that was a thing for like to spread AIDS awareness, and he was like, AIDS is a man-made disease.
Jeez.
That'd be like a benefit. That'd be like a benefit, like raising money for 9/11 first responders, and him coming out and just being like, 9/11 was an inside job. It's like, Jesus, we get that your heart's in the right place, but that's not what this is about today. Anyway.
Oh, are you talking about this is Live 8?
Live 8, yes.
Oh, okay.
Not Live 8.
Live 8, yeah.
Live 8. I don't want to see that show. I'll stay home. Yeah, it was gross. Grossly offensive on my part. But then again, you know what? I don't get, if you say, I don't want, you make a joke and say, I don't want to see Live AIDS. That's a show I don't want to see. And people go, oh, that's fucked up. It's like, oh, do you? Is that where you're going on Friday? I don't think so. I don't think you should give me shit.
Yeah.
Person.
So, yeah, I don't know where to go with this statement.
Yeah, see, it's like, I want to get to something, lighter, like George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Like, do you think he believes that, or is he just
he
like,
did in the moment, at least?
Yeah,
I don't know what he believes. I think he's always earnest, but I don't know what his constant beliefs are. I think even if he does believe it, I think he's less emotional about it now, because I think he's just like, yeah, okay, I don't know. Well, and what's his story? I forget. Was his like mom or parents involved in? Because I know Tupac's mom was a Black Panther, right? And right, you are the authority on.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, so for all we know, like there could also be that added personal benefit. But yeah, I mean, the AIDS is a man-made disease. He probably believed it in that moment. Kanye West is, you don't want to use this word, but it's true. He's innocent. In a sense.
I think he's like his mom was a teacher, I think. I'm not sure about his dad.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I think that with him, he's very innocent and kind of naive in a lot of ways. He's like a kid, and he reacts emotionally like a kid, and he'll hear and I think he is susceptible to believing things.
Yes.
Like I think he absolutely.
He probably has the same complex as you do, where you hear one little thing and make a whole story about it.
Yeah.
You build a whole entire world around it, around one little snippet.
Yep. And that's yeah. And then my memory's so bad I forget that that's what happened, and I go and tell you that the Beatles said that that they didn't want the music to be cost as much as everybody else.
I read that on an article or something.
I probably heard it on a I probably heard some asshole go, music shouldn't all
the
cost
asshole was you.
I would have never said that. Ugh. This is fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
All right, sweet. Well, that's all. I'm happy with that classic Kanye. I'm glad I'm just glad to get your reaction from that. If anyone's just listening to the audio, which you aren't because Brad never bothered to put it to audio.
Someday.
And so Brad's face alone. If you were listening to this on headphones through YouTube, but you weren't watching, Brad's face alone when I read that Kanye thing was pretty priceless. Oh man! All right, do you have anything else?
No, that's it. My favorite tweet of the week was the bed sketch.
Bed sketch. Was there any words to it at first, or was it just a sketch?
Yeah, there were words to it. The first sketch said, "I've been trying to figure out the bed design for the master bedroom compound."
Well, I feel like we've flatlined, so that's a good place to end it. Yeah. Any plugs or any? I don't give a shit.
No, just keep on keeping up with the Wests.
Yeah, do that on YouTube.
And if you're listening, let us know. Let us know your favorite Kanye moment, your favorite pieces of Kanye Terry.
And if you hate Kanye, like we've talked about in past episodes, please listen. Please laugh along with us.
Let us know why.
Yeah, let us know why. Tell us. But if you do that, share the podcast. Like the podcast and share the podcast.
Here's an example. Say, hey, these guys love Kanye, but I hate him. And that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Link the podcast, and boom, there you go.
Oh man. So
I would love to see that. Like somebody's like a paragraphs of post sharing this podcast and saying these guys are wrong for X, Y, and Z reasons. Here you go.
I would love that. If you could write a whole paper on it and just send it to us. The comments are gonna be like, you guys are boring. Ouch. That's even worse. Brad, I don't think we're boring. I have so much fun. All right. Well, that's it for us. Cool. And I will catch you later and soon and later. And glad you're back from all of your trips. And we will be back. Same Kanye place, same Kanye time, which is our prospective bedrooms. And who the fuck knows whenever we feel like it. And we'll bring up some more Kanye. Let's hope he does something Kanye.
I realized something. We do this podcast with the same amount of consistency as Kanye tweets. He's not just like, whenever he feels like it. Yeah. It's not like he's not the type of person to be like, I should tweet something today.
Well, we're doing this for us. We're happy if people want to listen, but we recognize that we're not coming here. This isn't the most professional of podcasts. No. We're not coming in here prepped for a damn thing, and I think it shows. In good ways.
Freestyling Kanye.
Yeah, but do you think he's just tweeting for him? Like, do you think he's not aware of the gravity of his tweets?
He knows. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Of course he does.
Yeah. What's that line from the Republican thing? It's like, let's not pretend that Kanye does not know exactly what Kanye is doing. All right, vote Trump. We'll see you guys. Just kidding. But, all right.
Kanye 2020.
You know what? You know what? If Kanye's running against Trump, I feel like that's a fair match. Like that.
That would be such a fun debate to watch.
Yeah, because they both win. You can't. Because you know why? No one could call anybody out on the crazy shit that they've said. And I think it's one of those horseshoe things where it's like left leaning and right leaning end up leaning in the middle with the two of them. Because like one of them would be like, well, you said AIDS was man-made. You said man was man-made. Oh, we both think AIDS is man-made. Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Well, that's the fan fiction I'm going to write.
Look for the Twitter poll that I will be setting up shortly after this episode, after we finish hitting record here.
All right.
And tell us who you vote for, Kanye or Trump.
All right. Well, I will talk to you. I'm just going to hit this button. Is that okay?
Yep.